Welcome to our channel. We have interesting story for you. Please get popcorn and have a seat, but please help us subscribe. Ryan Mitchell had always been a man of unyielding ambition. Growing up in a poor neighborhood, he learned the value of hard work and resilience. While others gave in to their circumstances, Ryan fought his way out. He worked multiple jobs, studied relentlessly, and dreamed of a life where he would never have to struggle again. At 25, he married his high school sweetheart, Julia. She had been his rock during his toughest years, or so he believed. Ryan trusted her completely, thinking she would stand by him through thick and thin. He couldn't have been more wrong. Years passed, and Ryan's dedication paid off. He launched a tech startup that grew beyond expectations. Investors poured in, his company flourished, and overnight, he became a multimillionaire. But as his bank account grew, so did the distance between him and Julia. Late nights at the office. Business trips. Stress. He thought their love could withstand anything, but Julia had different plans. Ryan noticed the changes gradually. Julia, who once eagerly awaited his return home, now spent more time out with friends. Her phone was always locked, her laughter sounded forced, and the way she looked at him, it lacked the warmth it once had. Then came the whispering phone calls, the sudden weekend getaways, the unexplained expenses on their joint credit card. Ryan tried to convince himself it was just his imagination. But deep down, he knew the truth. One night, curiosity got the best of him. While Julia was in the shower, her phone vibrated. The message preview read, "I miss you. Can't wait to see you again." Ryan's heart pounded. He scrolled up, his worst fears confirmed. Messages filled with passion, deception, and secret meetings between Julia and another man. The sender? His closest friend, Mark. Rage, betrayal, heartbreak, it all hit him at once. But instead of confronting her immediately, Ryan decided to play the long game. He wouldn't just walk away. No, he would make sure Julia felt every ounce of the pain she inflicted on him. Ryan didn't become a successful businessman by being emotional. He knew patience was key. He needed to gather evidence, plan meticulously, and deliver a lesson neither Julia nor Mark would ever forget. He hired a private investigator to track their meetings. Photos, videos, texts, he collected everything. Every lie, every betrayal, every moment Julia spent with Mark was now in Ryan's possession. The final blow came when he discovered Julia wasn't just cheating, she was planning to take half of his fortune. She had already consulted a divorce attorney, ready to claim everything he worked for. Ryan smirked. "Not if I destroy you first." For weeks, Ryan pretended everything was normal. He played the loving husband, the clueless fool, while secretly setting his plan in motion. He transferred his assets, restructured his company, and rewrote his will. By the time Julia filed for divorce, thinking she'd walk away with millions, she'd be in for the shock of her life. Then came the moment he had been waiting for. A fancy dinner. Candlelight. A table for three. Julia walked into the private restaurant suite, expecting a romantic evening. Instead, she found Ryan sitting across from Mark, a folder of evidence neatly placed in front of them. Her face drained of color. Ryan slid the folder toward her. "Go ahead, Julia. Read it. Every text, every lie, every secret meeting. It's all there." Julia's hands trembled as she flipped through the pages. Mark, sitting beside her, swallowed hard. "And before you say anything," Ryan continued, his voice eerily calm, "let me introduce you to my lawyer. Oh, and my financial advisor. You were planning to take half my fortune, right? Funny thing about that. I made sure you get nothing." Julia's lips parted, but no words came out. Mark looked away, ashamed. Ryan leaned in. "You wanted wealth. Congratulations. You just lost everything." Julia tried to plead, to explain, but Ryan was done listening. With his evidence, he not only secured a divorce that left her penniless, but he also exposed Mark for his lies, ruining his career in the process. As for Ryan, he moved on, wealthier, wiser, and completely free. As Julia watched him walk away, the reality of her choices sank in. She had gambled and lost, thinking Ryan was still the man she once manipulated. But he had changed. And this time, he had the last laugh. Epilogue. Ryan Mitchell sat in his new office, overlooking the city skyline. He had rebuilt his life, brick by brick. The pain of his past still lingered, but it no longer controlled him. He thought about Julia, about Mark, and the lessons he learned from them. He realized that true strength lies not in seeking revenge, but in rising above the pain. Ryan's journey had been one of self-discovery, of growth, and of transformation. As he gazed out the window, a sense of peace washed over him. He knew that he would always carry the scars of his past, but he also knew that he was no longer defined by them. Ryan's phone buzzed, breaking the silence. It was a text from his new partner, Sarah. They had met a year ago, and she had brought light and joy back into his life. "Hey, handsome," the text read. "Just wanted to remind you that we have a dinner reservation tonight." Ryan smiled, feeling a sense of gratitude and love. He typed out a response, his fingers flying across the keyboard. "Can't wait to see you tonight. I love you." As he hit send, Ryan felt a sense of closure, of finality. He had closed the chapter on his past, and he was ready to start a new one. The end. But, let's add a twist. As Ryan was about to leave the office, he received an unexpected visit from an unknown woman. "Can I help you?" Ryan asked, curiosity getting the better of him. "I'm sorry to intrude, Mr. Mitchell," the woman replied. "My name is Emily, and I'm Julia's sister." Ryan's eyes narrowed. What could Julia's sister possibly want from him? "I know what Julia did to you," Emily continued. "And I'm ashamed to say that I knew about it all along." Ryan's expression remained neutral, but his mind was racing. What was Emily's motive? "I want you to know that I'm sorry," Emily said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Sorry for my sister's actions, and sorry for not speaking out sooner." Ryan studied Emily's face, searching for any sign of deception. But all he saw was sincerity. "Why are you telling me this now?" Ryan asked, his curiosity getting the better of him. "Because I want to make things right," Emily replied. "I want to help you heal, and move on from the past." Ryan was taken aback by Emily's words. No one had ever apologized for Julia's actions before. No one had ever shown him kindness and empathy. "Thank you, Emily," Ryan said, his voice filled with gratitude. "That means a lot to me." As Emily turned to leave, Ryan stopped her. "Wait," he said. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course," Emily replied. "What made you come forward now, after all these years?" Ryan asked, his curiosity getting the better of him. Emily hesitated, as if unsure of how to respond. "I'll tell you," she said finally. "But you have to promise not to hate me." Ryan's eyes narrowed. What could Emily possibly say that would make him hate her? "I promise," Ryan said, his voice firm. Emily took a deep breath before speaking. "I came forward because I'm the one who helped Julia plan her affair." Ryan's eyes widened in shock. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. But as he looked into Emily's eyes, he saw something there that gave him pause. Something that made him realize that Emily's motives might not be entirely pure. And with that, Ryan's journey took a dramatic turn. He was about to uncover secrets, lies, and betrayals that would change everything he thought he knew about his past, his present, and his future. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment.